Picture this: a child waking up every day in an orphanage or on the streets with no mom or dad to hug them, feed them, clothe them, or tell them three simple words: I love you. The solution for this child is adoption. Adoption will not only change the child's life, but yours as well. Adoption provides safe and loving homes to kids who may have never had one, and you could be one of them. I have a close friend who was recently adopted, and several couples I know, including my own parents, are interested in adoption and are in the process of adopting. And from all their experiences and my relationships with them, I've learned so much about adoption and why it is so important and crucial. According to UNICEF, a nonprofit organization that helps kids all over the world, say that there are 17,900,000 orphans worldwide who have lost both of their parents and are living in orphanages or on the streets, and the lack of care that they have and the lack of attention required that they don't have is why they don't have a healthy development. In October, I had the chance to go to Haiti on a mission trip and see the effect of having no parents, having no income, and living on the streets and what that can do to little kids, and it's heartbreaking. I will explain why adoption is so important, and even though the journey is long, it's so worth it. Let me start by explaining the importance of adoption. Kids all over the world are needing loving parents and a safe home. The Congressional Coalition on Adoption Institute states that there are 153 million orphans worldwide, and over one-third of them are up for adoption and ready for a new home. There are 4 ways that you can adopt according to the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. You can adopt an infant in the United States. You can adopt from another country. You can adopt a child from the U.S. foster care system, or you can adopt a stepchild. The Congressional Coalition on Adoption Institute states that there are 666 children who are up for adoption in the U.S. alone. 32% of those kids who are in foster homes will have to wait up to 3 years to be adopted. Despite the 140,000 children that get adopted every year, 50% of them are under the age of 4. So that means that the older kids are not adopted as frequently, and they are left to struggle without proper nurturing, and 20% of those older kids' IQs are below average. There is a desperate need for children to be adopted all over the world. We need people like you to rise up and be their solution. Some of you may be saying, oh well, what if I don't love this child enough? What if I can't do it? Remember, adoption is a long process. It's for a strong-willed person who will take action and love this kid simply because they wanted a child of their own. Also, love is an action. It's a call to be better, to be stronger, to be what another kid needs. It's setting aside your selfishness and being someone that child truly needs in their life. Now that we talked about the importance of adoption, let me tell you how you can get information on adoption and the adoption process. If you want information on adoption because you're still unsure, you can go to the DaveThomasFoundation.org or AmericanAdoption.com. But if you're interested, let me tell you how. The steps I'm about to tell you can be found on howtoadopt.org. Step 1. Prepare properly. Continue to educate yourself on adoption and what you're going through in the process. Selfishness, it needs to be evaluated. You need to evaluate your own wants and needs and to see if you really want to adopt. Step 2. Decide on what type of adoption you want to have and research the costs. Step 3. Finding an agency. Whatever adoption you choose will determine the agency. For example, the AAA, a U.S. adoption agency, would help you to adopt a child within the United States. Holt International, a nonprofit organization, would help you with international adoption. but choose an agency that fits your wants and needs for the adoption. Step 4. Apply for a specific program. Your adoption agency will show you programs you're eligible for once it's affirmed that you meet the requirements to get an adoption process going. Step 5. Get a home study. This is a document filled with stuff by a caseworker who comes and interviews you and your family to ensure your home is a safe environment for a child. When it is finished, it will be approved and the adoption can move forward. Step 6. Accept a placement or referral. This is a part where picking your child comes into play. You could be giving a list to go through, or the birth parents or caseworker could come to you if your house and home life meets the needs of a certain child. Step 7. Finalizing the adoption. It means filling out a lot of paperwork, but that means that after that, the child is yours. And step 8 is actually parenting your child. It's just the beginning of your journey. So be there for them. Step up. Be a parent for that kid that you've went through this entire process to get. Now let me explain why you should adopt and how thinking about it isn't enough. Adoption is not a scam or something to be taken lightly. You can actually save a child's life, lift them up out of waiting and into open arms, your open arms. Children are waiting to be adopted right now. Like I said, out of 153 million orphans, only 140,000 will be adopted this year. According to the Dave Thomas Foundation, out of the 81.5 million Americans who have considered adoption, if just 1 in 500 out of them would adopt, every waiting child in foster care would have a permanent home. Think about if every single American who considers adopting a child would actually adopt a child. Again, adoption provides a safe and loving home for children who have never had one. You've heard why adoption is important, and even though the process is long, the journey is so worth it. Now I'm urging you to take action. If you're interested in adoption, please do not wait. Begin getting the info and start the process today. 101,666 children are waiting for a chance at a new life right now. Step up and be their chance. Don't wait another minute.